And like I tell people, like, it's only going to get better and better from here for women's boxing. I thank them so much because they were fighting at a time where women's boxing was just completely dead, and there was nobody giving women's boxing exposure. Nobody was watching it. It takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice, and I've been boxing since I was 8. Like I said, I'll give her a rematch if she wants to fight me at 108, because I know I'll be world champion at 108 and I'll have a title. So but all I can do is just continue to perform at my best and hope that women's boxing gains more fans, and people will say, okay, I love watching Seniesa Estrada fight. Let me watch this girl fight because she's probably entertaining as well. I just want to continue to win titles at 105, 108, and also at 112 as well.
Seniesa, it's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you. How is everything?
Thank you. Everything's going well. Just trying to make the best of the situation.
It's complicated. And you know, the other day I was having a conversation with Virgil Ortiz, and it surprised me because he told me, hey, Ernesto, I'm a boxer and almost nothing is changing in my life because I'm focused, because I'm in the training camp. I don't go out. I eat the same. It happens the same to you.
Yeah, I mean, I usually stay home and don't do much anyway, so it's not much of a difference. It's just the whole boxing gym not having the gym to train at is kind of difficult, just because we've been training in my dad's backyard. So we took out as much equipment from the gym as we could, and we put it in his backyard. We can't hang heavy bags anywhere in his backyard, so there no heavy bags. But we do hit the mitts with my trainer every day, so we've been doing a lot of that, and still doing the same type of workouts. But it's just hard not having a gym because we don't have a ring to go into and move around. We don't have a ring to spar in. We don't have anybody to spar with, and so yeah, that's a big difference with the whole training situation.
Yeah, and definitely always the professional boxer is doing sacrifice every day of your lives. And by the way, I'm an eyewitness of your career. How do you build your careers little by little, step by step? And now you have the belt. How's it feeling? Oh my God. I remember when you start, and now you are, I mean, in the top of the world, but going for more, right?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it feels great. It feels great to have 2 titles at 2 different weight divisions, and I just want to continue to win titles at 105, 108, and also at 112 as well. But like you said, the whole process of getting to where I am today was a lot. It was very difficult, a very difficult journey and a struggle, but I'm happy to be where I'm at today. So all the hard work is definitely paying off.
Of course, it makes sense, all the sacrifices like you just mentioned, right? Because some people don't understand that that's the only sport that you cannot play, and boxing is another beast.
Yeah, it is. It takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice, and I've been boxing since I was 8. So wow. To be dedicated for that long and to have as many amateur fights as I did, and to still be able to be dedicated and have just as much passion as when I first started is it's amazing, because there were times where like I didn't have the same passion and I was kind of giving up on myself, but of course my team always kept me together and always said, you know, to have patience and have faith and just don't give up. So yeah, that all the dedication is dedication and patience is what got me to where I am.
Definitely. For me, it's not only that situation, because if you are a boxer, I mean, it's complicated. But you are a woman in boxing, it is double complicated because you don't receive didn't receive the same payment,
Right.
didn't receive the same recognition. So I'm willing to fight and fight in order that the world of boxing respect women, because I mean, eh, I saw many fights between women, and so they are putting more heart in the ring. So I mean, I'm not saying that the guys don't do his work, but women put all in the ring.
Yeah, they do. I feel like because we all know that have we have a lot to prove. We have to um, we have to prove that we can be just as exciting and just as skilled as the men. So um, through training, we always give it more than 100%, just because we know that we want to prove that we belong here, and prove that women's boxing can make a change, and that people will actually enjoy watching it and enjoy watching us, and support us. But it's great that now it's so great to see like the change that's been happening, and it's just all happened so quickly, and it took so long. And I always thought to myself, like, there was times where I was like, oh my gosh, like this change in women's boxing is never gonna happen. Like it was just like I kind of just started believing that it's just not gonna happen, and then all of a sudden it just took a turn for the better. And like I tell people, like it's only gonna get better and better from here for women's boxing.
Definitely. I don't know if you know this, but of course in Mexico, Ana Maria Torres, La Guerrera, of course Jackie Nava, Mariana Juarez, these beautiful warriors, they fought against everything. Because I remember when I was training boxing down there in Mexico, Ana Torres started boxing 4 rounds, but they don't receive, I mean, sometimes not even money. So
Yeah.
What can you say to Mariana, Jackie, Ana Maria, these warriors who fought not only for his career, but for the future in boxing for women?
Yeah, just I thank them so much, because they were fighting at a time where women's boxing was just completely dead, and there was nobody giving women's boxing exposure, nobody was watching it. So for them to still go in the ring and put on those great fights that they did at that time, it's just amazing. It's amazing to see how much passion they had doing it, even though they weren't getting the exposure, they weren't getting paid much. So I definitely thank them, because I remember watching their fights and when I was little, and being a fan and saying, wow, like, I'm gonna be just like them someday, and hoping that I would be doing it in a different position, though, where people are actually watching and I'm getting paid what I deserve. And I tell a lot of people, like, it's really difficult to make a change for everybody in women's boxing. Like, even though things are changing for me and my career as far as like pay and exposure and stuff, like it's hard to make that change for every female fighter. But all I can do is just continue to perform at my best and hope that women's boxing gains more fans, and people will say, okay, I love watching Sinisa Estrada fight. Let me watch this girl fight, because she's probably entertaining as well. So hopefully I can just bring more fans to women's boxing in that way.
Beautiful, beautiful way to think.
I'm just grateful that I'm not in a really bad position, because there's a lot of fighters. I have to be grateful for what I do have, because there's so many fighters out there who are really struggling financially. They have kids, they have a family, and so like my parents would always tell me, just be grateful for what you have, because there's people who are in even worse situations than you are. So I just continue to keep training, and I know eventually everything will be back to normal, and I'll be able to fight again soon.
Talking about the next fight, I mean, you already have plans, but nothing happened. The plans are changing, or is the same opponent? Or what are your plans? I mean, you have some, because I heard from Golden Boy that maybe in July they're gonna start doing boxing again.
Yes, so I believe July, hopefully July. as far as the opponent, I would like to still have the same opponent, Jackie Cavo. I think it's a great opponent. It'll be a really good fight. But with the whole situation with the borders being closed, I'm not sure if she'll be able to get here. And if not, then we're going to be looking for another opponent for backup just in case. So it might be a little difficult to find an opponent that we can get like in the US, but we're working on it right now. So we're trying.
Awesome. Let me ask you this. What do you learn from this situation? Because in my opinion, in my life, I understand that maybe we don't listen God anymore, and we don't listen nature anymore. And we take care about all the, cars, watches, pens, whatever. And now they don't have any value. The value is on life, and the value is on us.
Exactly.
What we're learning from this situation.
Yeah, exactly. I'm learning that everything that you have can be taken away from you just like that.
Yeah.
Everything. And like, I understand that, it's the little things in life that matter, because no matter how much money you have, you can't go around and spend money right now. There's nothing's open. It's a great time to just realize that spending time with your family and people who are close to you is what's really important, because I could have been like sad all I wanted knowing that my fight was canceled, but then not having anything to do, and then just having to be around my family every day, even because usually like training for a fight, like I wouldn't be around my brothers or my nieces as much, or my mom or my dad. Well, my dad, but not my mom. Just because I'm so busy every day with training, and then I'm tired, and then I have to do this and do that. So just being able to spend that time with them, and being able to spend time with them whenever I want to now, is great. So I definitely don't take that for granted. I think that's the best part of this whole situation, is being able to make up for that time that I didn't get to spend with them during training camp or when I'm getting ready for a fight. So yeah, like you said, it just gets you to understand that it's all the little things in life that really matter and are important right now.
Definitely. Let me talk about boxing. When you talk about Morales and Barrera, Morales have Barrera. When you talk about Canelo Triple G, Canelo have Triple G. When you talk about Ali have Fraser. In your case, Marlen is your nemesis, is the name that is going to be always in your career?
I think, I know she would like a rematch. So, like I had said, I fought her at 112 in order to make the fight happen, because she would not fight me at any other weight. She wouldn't go lower, even though she said before that she would fight me at any weight. When it came down to it, she didn't want to go down. So, like I said, I'll give her a rematch if she wants to fight me at 108, because I know I'll be world champion at 108 and I'll have a title. So I think that'll be a good idea to have the fight at that weight class, and that's more of my natural weight class. But there's a lot of really good fighters out there, world champions that are at 105 and 108. So I don't know, who knows, maybe I can have a trilogy with a champion at 105 and 108.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. You just have to see how those fights go. Jessica Bopp from Argentina is a very good fighter at 108, so I would like to fight her. And it's not a fight that I could easily just walk through. I know she's a very good fighter, very experienced. So could be her. Could be. I also want to fight Mariana Juarez, her little sister. I believe she's like 21-1 or something like that. She fights at 108.
Definitely, yeah.
And 112. She's a good fighter. I would like to fight her, and that could be a huge fight for not only women's boxing, but for just both of us are Mexican. So could be a big fight for boxing in general.
Beautiful. How Denise Estrada describe the super bad?
Super bad.
How the human being describe the boxer?
How would I describe super bad?
Yeah, you are Sinisa, but in boxing you are super bad.
Yeah.
The human
Oh man.
describe the boxer.
Yeah. Sunisa is just humble, kind person, and super bad is the total opposite. Well, super bad's still humble, but super bad I would describe as just someone who's just relentless and determined. So when I get in the ring, I'm just the total opposite of Sinisa, who's outside of the ring. And yeah, that's the best part about boxing that I enjoy the most is that I can go in the ring and get the job done and do what I have to do, and then right when I'm outside of the ring, I'm just my normal self again.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question, because I know you deep inside. And I told you the first time that I met you that your little weapon is not your punch, is your smile. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember, right?
Yeah.
Because you're always are so nice during the interviews, whatever the people or press asking, you're always there.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Let me talk about in this final part about this. How about Mexican Soccer League football? You like soccer? You like what sport you like? Or
yeah,
what,
I watch baseball a lot.
baseball. Okay, what's your team?
Dodgers.
So You're doing good.
Where I live, I grew up like maybe just like 7 minutes away from Dodger Stadium, and my mom used to work there for like 13 years. So I grew up going to like every home game with her. She worked 2 jobs, so after her first job in the morning, she would go home and change, and then we would take the bus to Dodger Stadium. So me and my brother got to get there early with her, and during like batting practice and while they're warming up. So it was kind of like very much a huge part of my childhood growing up was baseball and going to Dodger games. So every year I try to make it to opening day, and I go to as many games as I can. So I love it, but I miss it. I can't wait till it comes back.
Yeah, we miss it. And I know you are really, really young, but I remember when I was living in Mexico, Fernando Valenzuela. Oh my God, it was a great times. But of course, you're young, but you have internet. What is your opinion about this phenomenal Fernando Mania?
Oh my gosh, she's amazing. I've read stories and heard so many great things, and it's amazing to see like somebody from where we came from, where my parents came from, make it in such a sport that wasn't really too popular for Mexican Americans and in our culture. So yeah, I love them.
Number 34. Let me go for music. What tell me about your taste in music. How do you like?
Taste in music, it varies from. I like country. A lot of people wouldn't really guess that about me, but I'm a big fan of country music. In the gym, I like to listen to a lot of like rock and classic rock. I do like hip hop, but I only like Tupac or like or like 90s hip hop. So yeah, it varies from country all the way to like rock.
Nice. You love Mexican music?
I do. I know it's hard for me to understand a lot of it, but there's a lot of music that I do like. Yeah.
But you like mariachi?
I like
Not too much.
I like Luis Miguel.
Okay, that's good. You like to sing?
I don't like to sing. I'm not a very good singer, but I can play the piano.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
I have a piano. I've had it for about 3 years. So sometimes I just like to sit and just learn a new song, but I don't know how to read notes, so I just play by ear.
Wow, that's great. Talking about movies or series, which you prefer? Movies, series?
I love comedy movies.
Comedy, which one?
Yeah.
Recommend.
Step Brothers is my favorite.
That's good. Nice, nice, nice. Finally, this is a very difficult question for so many fighters, but I truly believe that maybe we talked this we talked about this like a long time ago. Do you believe is I mean it's like a tool, or it's very important not only speak English but try to speak Spanish? Because I believe that Mexicans or Mexican Americans are paying for boxing not only today
Yeah.
but always. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
like to learn Spanish?
yeah, I do. I've been trying to learn, and I think it is important. Like for me, my dad, his first language was Spanish. My mom doesn't speak Spanish. She taught herself, so she kind of, it doesn't sound great when she speaks Spanish, but at least she can get by. But my dad is the one who spoke fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
It was his first language. But growing up, my parents divorced when I was 1. So growing up, I lived with my mom. So my mom didn't know Spanish. So I wasn't really around my dad much. So I was never really taught Spanish. That's the reason why I don't speak Spanish. And a lot of people don't know that. I know a lot of like Mexicans get upset. They're like, oh, you're Mexican American and you don't speak Spanish. Like, you're not a real Mexican. But it's like, they don't know that my dad was born in Tijuana. His first language was Spanish, but I just didn't grow up with him living with me. So I was never taught, and my mom didn't know Spanish.
I'm asking you about this because it happens the same with Jojo Diaz, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
And in the opposite side, they say even Canelo or Jaime Munguia, they need to speak not only Spanish, but English. I mean, it happens in both sizes, right?
Yeah, it does happen in both sides. But like I would like to learn Spanish, and I am trying to learn. And as far as like for Canelo too, people saying that he should learn English, like I think none of that really matters. All that matters is that they're putting on great fights and they're entertaining their fans. That it doesn't matter whether or not they speak English or speak Spanish, as long as they're entertaining you and they're your favorite athlete, then nothing should really take away from that. You shouldn't say, oh, I don't like this person because they don't speak English, or I don't like this person because they don't speak Spanish. Like Sergio Martinez was my favorite fighter, and I had even met him a few times, and he only spoke Spanish and I only spoke English, so we couldn't really communicate. But like, I still didn't care that he didn't know English. I was like, he's still my favorite fighter. It doesn't matter.
When you talk about Sergio Martinez, I have a conversation with him. Actually, the interview is in the channel already. And I don't know if you know him personally, but he's, first of all, a gentleman.
He is.
Nice human being. And he surprised me because he told me, hey, Ernesto, when I won the first fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., I have like 3,000 calls. As soon as I lost with Cotto, no one called me. I mean, 3,000 calls from my mom.
I always remember reading that.
Yeah, right.
That when he said that, and it's so sad, but at the same time, like, it's so true, because there's so many people who support you and want to pretend like they're your friend and want to call you and wish you luck and congratulate you when you're winning. But what happens when you lose? It's like, when you lose, the only person you really have is your team and your mom and your dad there to support you. So I really, that what he said about that really, like, it really touched a lot of fighters, because a lot of fighters understand that. And I watched his movie, the one he has on Amazon. I forgot the name of it. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's so good. It just goes through a little bit of how he grew up and how he started boxing, and goes through the whole fight of him and Chavez. It's really good.
I believe the name is Maravilla.
Yeah, Maravilla. Yeah.
Maravilla, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. I watched that one, not only one but twice. I love it. It's more like a documentary. And more great piece.
It is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me finish with this because you're gonna laugh. The other day, I was having a conversation with Miguel Berchel, and he gave me a phrase. He told me, "Hey, Ernesto, I'm a good dancer, because if I'm not a good dancer, I'm not going to be a good boxer, and my wife is going to leave me. What do you think about
Funny.
boxing and dancing? It makes sense for you?
It makes sense. Yeah, I love dancing. But I do know a lot of fighters who weren't good dancers at all, but they're really good fighters. So it's like kind of, you know. But boxing definitely does help. I mean, dancing definitely can help with your footwork and with your how do you say it? Like your rhythm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's always a pleasure to see you. You're always a lady in a big sense, you know. You're so
Thank you.
nice. Thank you very much. Something to add for La Raza, for the people who are following your career.
Just thank you to everybody, and we hope to be back in the ring in July. So,
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to ask you, which one is your favorite from Luis Miguel?
I don't know the names of the songs.
I can sing one for you.
Okay, go. Which one?
Which one? No sé, pero yo no
Yeah,
te
I like that
one. That's good. I'm
I want to hear more live next time I see you.
I'm more, you know, like Jose Jose. Have you ever heard of Jose Jose?
Yeah.
Which one
you like him?
Which one you like?
I'm not too familiar with the names of the song. If I hear them, like I'll know.
I'm gonna sing Jose Jose for you. Ready?
Okay.
Espera, aún la nave del olvido no ha partido. No condenemos al naufragio lo vivido. Now it's your turn. You want to sing some today?
No.
No. That's good. Were you saying that the message for the people, please?
I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports me. Thank you everybody for watching, and we hope to be back in the ring in July. So hopefully we can get back in there and put on a great performance for you guys. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks again. God bless you, and it's always
you too. Thank you. You too. Take
Super.
care. Bye.
Bye bye. Si te gustó nuestro contenido, suscríbete a nuestro canal de YouTube. Y si no te gustó, también. No puedes jugar boxeo.